The last story I want to hit today, and this was actually a good news story. It's a great news story. This has to go with North Carolina. You probably know yesterday, North Carolina had 2 special elections for seats in the U.S. Congress. And one of them was in a fairly heavily Republican district, and so they were expected to win, and they did. One of them was a great win. It's just a Republican for Republican. But the other seat the number of it was North Carolina 9. And basically that's just for in Congress. We have all these representatives of various states, and in every state, they divide up the state by congressional district number. So wherever you live in America, you're in some congressional district. And so the congressional district in North Carolina that was up yesterday they call it CD9, Congressional District 9. The beauty and the great thing about that was this. This was an election occurred, obviously, at an unusual time. There was an election in 2018. The Republican won. The North Carolina Elections Commission, whatever they call their department there, determined that there had been fraud. And I don't know the details of the fraud, but in any case, they set aside the election. They demanded a special election. They called back the guy who won. He dropped out. They had a new election. And the fraud was alleged to have happened on the Republican side. So the Democrats smell blood in the water. They're thinking, oh, this is great. We're going to get this seat now. People are going to be mad at these Republicans. So the Democrats spent millions and millions and millions of dollars, far more than the Republicans spent, to get a Democrat to represent CD9 in North Carolina. The Republicans put up a guy named Dan Bishop. Dan Bishop ran his race to win this seat in Congress. Yesterday, President Trump went down to North Carolina and held a big rally, all the kind of rallies. He has people waiting in line 2 days to get in, and really did a big pitch for this race, and so for Dan Bishop and for CD9. So the good news is that the Republican won. That's the first bit of good news. The second bit of good news is the Democrats far outspent the Republicans, so this was very disheartening to them. They thought they could win this district based on the fact that many voters rightly would have been upset about whatever the voter fraud issue was, which I don't know. But the other great piece of news about it, and I just think this is so wonderful. In that district, districts include often many counties. Districts don't necessarily overlap, neatly over every county. So you can have a congressional district that has pieces of different counties. But Cumberland County was in this district, and Cumberland County is 35% black. They went for the Democrat in the race in 2018, so just last year. In this special election held yesterday, that district, 35% Democrat, went for the Republican. It's a sign that this Blexit effort to point out to black voters in this country, the Democrat Party is really never helping you. They just say they'll help you. They're not helping you. Maybe, just maybe, that is taking hold.